Imagine this. It's the middle of the night. Suddenly, everything goes black. The lights vanish. The heat shuts off. Your phone's dead, and silence fills the air. You're stumbling through your own home like it's a maze, realizing just how unprepared you really are. Sounds terrifying, right? But here's the hard truth. When the power grid fails, there's no winging it. You either have a plan, or you don't. That's exactly why in today's video, I'm breaking down 17 survival essentials you need for a blackout. And no, I'm not talking about the same old flashlight and canned soup advice. I'm talking about the practical, often overlooked gear that will keep you safe, warm, fed, and connected when the lights go out, whether it's for a few hours or several days. Stick with me, because some of these items are game changers that most people never even think about. These aren't just nice-to-haves. These could literally save your life when disaster strikes. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the tips that every smart prepper and everyday family should know. Now let's get into it. Number 1. Flashlights and lanterns. Here's the reality, if you only have one flashlight in your house, you're already setting yourself up for chaos. Power outages don't just affect one room, they shut down your whole home. That means you'll need a flashlight in every major room, and ideally one for every person. Passing a single flashlight around, that's a recipe for frustration. But let's go beyond flashlights. Lanterns are where the real magic happens. A flashlight gives you a beam, a lantern lights up an entire room. That means you can cook, organize supplies, or even play a game of cards without holding a light in your mouth. Hands-free lighting is a lifesaver. Now here's the pro tip. Don't rely on just one power source. Get a mix of battery-powered, solar-powered, and hand-crank lanterns. Solar lanterns charge during the day, while crank lanterns give you light anytime, even if the batteries run out. And speaking of batteries, stock up like your life depends on it, because one day, it just might. Rechargeable flashlights are great too, but only if you've thought ahead and charged them. Remember, lighting isn't just about seeing, it's about keeping calm, staying safe, and holding back the chaos when the darkness takes over. Number 2. Portable phone chargers. Think about it. Your phone is your lifeline. It's how you get news updates, emergency alerts, and how you call loved ones to check in. But once that little battery icon hits zero, you're cut off. That's why portable phone chargers aren't optional, they're essential. Here's what you need. A high-quality power bank that can charge your phone multiple times, not one of those cheap knockoffs that barely last a single cycle. Keep more than one on hand, fully charged, and stored in your emergency kit. Think of them as an extension of your phone's battery, not just a backup. And here's where it gets clever. Solar-powered chargers. These little lifesavers soak up the sun during the day and keep on giving, and some even come with a hand crank option so you can generate power no matter where you are. Imagine being days into a blackout and still having the ability to send a text, check the news, or make that emergency call. That's not convenience, that's survival. So do yourself a favor, get a quality charger now, keep it charged, and treat it as essential as the phone itself. Because in a blackout, staying connected could be the difference between calm and crisis. Portable chargers aren't just convenient, they're lifesavers. The best ones can hold power for months, so if you're smart enough to keep them charged in advance, you'll never be that person scrambling for an outlet when the grid has already gone down. Remember, your phone isn't just for scrolling, it can be the difference between life and death. Your direct link to help, news, and your loved ones. Prep right, and even when the world goes dark, you'll still be in the loop. Number 3. Extra cash on hand. Here's a cold, uncomfortable truth. When the power's out, your credit card becomes nothing more than a shiny piece of plastic. ATMs, dead. Card readers, worthless. That tap to pay, convenience you love, gone in an instant. And in that moment, cash is king. Picture this. You need gas for your generator or groceries to feed your family. You show up at the store, but with no power, the payment systems are down. If you don't have cash, you don't eat. Brutal, but true. That's why you need a small stash of bills hidden at home. Not big bills either. Skip the hundreds. Keep 10s and 20s, so you're not standing in line begging someone for change. And here's the smart move. Don't just toss that money in a random drawer, where anyone could find it. Use a safe, or at least a hidden compartment you can access quickly. In a crisis, you won't have time to hunt through your house. Cash might feel old-fashioned, but when blackouts hit, it becomes your golden ticket to gas, food, and supplies. If you don't already have some set aside, fix that today. Your future self will thank you when everyone else is left empty-handed. Number 4. A battery-powered radio. I know what you're thinking. Radios? Isn't that what my grandparents used? But listen carefully. When the power goes out, modern technology fails fast. Your phone battery dies, your Wi-Fi cuts off, and suddenly, you're completely disconnected. In that moment, a simple radio can be your lifeline. Emergency radios today aren't old boomboxes. They're compact, powerful, and often come with solar panels and hand cranks, meaning you can literally crank them to life without a single battery. Many models double as flashlights, and even phone chargers, giving you multiple tools in one. The real prize, though, is access to NOAA weather alerts, the gold standard for emergency broadcasting. That's the difference between sitting clueless in the dark and knowing when a storm, evacuation order, or life-saving update is heading your way. Imagine a massive storm rolling in while your phone has no service. Without a radio, you're blind. With one, you're prepared. People who say radios are outdated haven't lived through enough emergencies. Don't skip this one. Get a solid emergency radio and test it regularly, so it's ready the moment disaster strikes. Number 5. A first aid kit. Let's be real, power outages aren't just inconvenient, they're dangerous. You're moving around in complete darkness, lighting candles, fumbling with heaters, or tripping over furniture. Injuries stop being if and become when. Without a first aid kit, you're gambling with your health. Forget those flimsy store-bought kits with 4 band-aids and a roll of tape. You need a real survival kit: bandages, gauze, antiseptic wipes, tweezers, scissors, adhesive tape, burn cream, and pain relievers. Think about the accidents that can happen when you're stumbling around in the dark, and prepare for them. A serious cut, a burn, or even something small like a twisted ankle can spiral fast if you're unprepared. One more tip: stock extra batteries for any medical devices your family relies on. Because in an emergency, the last thing you want is to realize your equipment is dead when you need it most. Think about it: stumbling through a dark house without light is basically asking for an accident. That's why a flashlight should always be part of your first aid plan. But here's an underrated tip that most people completely miss: if you're on prescription medication, stock extras in your emergency kit. Pharmacies won't be open if the power is out across town, and hospitals will be overflowing. If you rely on critical meds, don't gamble, secure backups now. And here's another reality check: a first aid kit is useless if you don't know how to use it. Most people grab a kit, toss it in a closet, and never think twice. But when you're standing there with blood dripping, or someone gasping in pain, that's not the time to be clueless. Do yourself a favor: invest in a basic first aid manual. Even a little knowledge could mean the difference between panic and control. Keep your kit where you can grab it instantly, not buried under clutter. Emergencies don't ring a doorbell before they show up. You've got to be ready before everything hits the fan. Number 6. Warm blankets and sleeping bags. Here's the brutal truth: blackouts don't wait for warm summer nights. If the power cuts out in the middle of winter, your heating goes with it. Cold isn't just uncomfortable, it can kill. Hypothermia sneaks up fast, and no, you're not tough enough to just ride it out. Without proper preparation, freezing temperatures will eat you alive. That's why warm blankets and thermal sleeping bags aren't a luxury, they're survival gear. Normal blankets might cut it for mild nights, but when the temperature really drops, you'll need heavy-duty layers. Thermal sleeping bags are designed to trap body heat and keep you alive even in below-freezing conditions. Wool blankets are gold, because wool insulates even when wet, making it the ultimate cold weather material. And here's a pro tip: layer up. Stack sleeping bags and blankets together like an insulation fortress. If things get really bad, gather your family or roommates into one room and share body heat. It conserves warmth, saves resources, and keeps spirits up. Just make sure your blankets and bags are easy to grab. You don't want to be rummaging around at 2 a.m. in a freezing blackout. Plan ahead, because the cold doesn't care about your excuses. Number 7. A reliable water supply. You can survive for weeks without food, but only a few days without water. And here's what most people don't realize: your tap won't magically keep running when the power's out. Electric pumps power much of the water system, so when the grid fails, so does your faucet. That means no drinking, no cooking, no cleaning, and no flushing toilets. Grim, isn't it? The rule of thumb is simple: 1 gallon of water per person per day. But don't stop there. Add extra for pets, hot weather, or emergencies like spills and cleaning. Bottled water is fine for a quick start, but real preparation means investing in larger storage containers, refillable tanks, or even rainwater barrels. And don't forget portable water filters. Because if things drag on long enough, you may have to collect water from streams, lakes, or even puddles. You don't want to be that person sipping dirty pond water because you didn't plan ahead. Here's a smart hack. If you know a blackout is coming, fill your bathtub right away. That water can be used for flushing toilets and basic washing, saving your bottled supply for drinking. Water isn't just survival, it's dignity. Protect your supply now, before you're left thirsty and desperate. Number 8. A backup power source. Let's be real, thinking you can tough out a long blackout with no power at all. That's a fantasy. A backup power source isn't just a luxury, it's a lifeline. Step 1 is simple: get yourself a generator. Now you don't need to splurge on a massive whole house generator unless you want to. There are affordable options for every budget, from small portable generators that can run your essentials, to mid-sized models that can power multiple appliances. Portable power is no longer optional, it's essential. You've got choices, and each one comes with its own strengths. Portable gas generators are the classic, powerful enough to keep your fridge cold, your lights on, and your phone charged. But here's the catch: you'd better have fuel stockpiled, because once the gas runs dry, so does your generator. Now if you want something lower maintenance and safer, consider a solar-powered generator. These soak up sunlight, don't require fuel, and can keep critical devices, like CPAP machines or medical equipment, running without interruption. They're quiet, clean, and a total game-changer for long-term outages. Then there are battery-operated power stations, compact, reliable, and safe to use indoors. Perfect for running small appliances, lights, and electronics. But let me give you a quick safety warning. Never, and I mean never, use a gas generator indoors, or anywhere close to your house. Carbon monoxide poisoning is silent, deadly, and completely preventable. If you're indoors, stick to battery or solar setups. They're safe and won't put your life at risk. Plan carefully. Don't expect your generator to run everything at once. Prioritize your essentials: fridge, lights, chargers, and medical devices. Be smart about it, or you'll be left watching your food spoil while you sit in the dark. Number 9. Non-perishable food. Don't make the rookie mistake of thinking a stash of instant ramen will carry you through. Sure, it's cheap, but if you're stuck for days without refrigeration, you'll want better fuel for your body and mind. Non-perishable food isn't optional, it's survival. Start simple. Canned goods like soups, stews, vegetables, tuna, and beans. These keep for ages and pack solid nutrition. But don't forget the obvious. You won't be using an electric can opener when the power's down, so grab a manual one and keep it in your kit. For fast energy and comfort food, stock peanut butter, jerky, protein bars, dried fruits, and nuts. These are lifesavers when you're too tired or stressed to cook. Instant oatmeal or dry cereal is another easy win. Just add water, and you're good to go. If you've got a portable camping stove, pasta and rice can also keep meals filling and familiar. And here's something people forget: morale matters. Toss in a little chocolate, granola bars, or even some hard candy. In a stressful blackout, a bite of sweetness can go a long way in keeping spirits up. Bottom line, without the right food, you'll be tired, cranky, and miserable. Stock smart and eat like a pro, not like a clueless amateur. Number 10. Hygiene supplies. When the grid goes down, hygiene doesn't stop being important. In fact, it becomes even more critical. Skipping cleanliness isn't just uncomfortable, it can get you sick fast. And remember, running water may be gone, which means no easy hand washing, no showers, and no flushing toilets. Start with the basics. Wet wipes. They're incredibly versatile. You can clean your face, wipe your body, or even scrub down surfaces. Add hand sanitizer to your stash. Yes, it's cliché, but when water's not available, a few squirts could prevent an illness. Now let's talk about the gross stuff. Trash bags. Heavy-duty ones. Garbage pickup might not happen, and toilets without water stop working. That's where a simple bucket with a lid turns into your emergency toilet. Is it glamorous? Absolutely not. Is it necessary? 100%. And of course, toilet paper and paper towels.